One of the things that I will bring up on many occasions with this idea, this story specifically, is I think people need to return back to the stars. The frontier. I think what happens to human beings when there's no longer a frontier to go after, an unknown, that humanity I loathe the term collective, but it has its uses here, where humanity can collectively dwell on. I'm certain that some would think that the idea that space travel as a necessary frontier to go after is a distraction from the ails of the world, and I can understand that. But I would go with the conclusion that it's because we don't have a frontier to go after, an unknown to reach. Because a frontier is aspirational. That we don't have a frontier to reach is why we're in part in this predicament right now. I would consider that going and finding a frontier to conquer, and that has connotations, some negative historical connotations. I can get that. But again, the term conquer is a euphemism that's useful here for illustrative purposes. That having a frontier to conquer is a necessary antidote to what's become a cynical, bland, boring, gray, bureaucratic malaise. Governmental and corporate bureaucracies are sprouting up. Everywhere. And I think it's make-work programs for the incompetent, for the useful idiot, for people who can't do anything else with their lives. So I think a frontier, going after a frontier, would help reorient the psyche of the world as a whole. Not just people in general, but the world as a whole. I think it would do the world a good thing. I would go on out on a limb to say that the frontier of space during the Cold War was probably one of the reasons why we didn't blow each other up. Because it was more than just more than saber-rattling governmental idiots pretending that they were stronger than the other one. It was an aspirational hint of something bigger than those petty disagreements. I could be wrong. But I think the desire to go into space, to pursue the stars, is a frontier that would help resuscitate the soul of humanity. Because what we have now is the compulsion to bureaucratically micromanage everything in human existence. Because what is there? It's like having a scab you pick at, you pick at, you pick at, you pick at, and it never heals. It's like an animal kept in captivity. It follows a path of self-destruction.